This little sister has done such a good job. And now, as a young adult, she's a student at Rust College in Holly Springs, Mississippi. And she has and maintains a grade point average of 3.824. That's super large stuff. Sister Nori, Nori, wave at the people so they can see. This way, this is embarrassing to people. You know, I don't want anybody to notice me. Please don't point me out. But you see, if you was doing something crazy, everybody would point you out. We want to point you out and thank you for what you're doing of good. That's right. Now, let me tell you the experiment that just happened. When I called you out just now, everybody gave you that polite applause. That was just a preliminary. Watch this. This time, y'all, let's give her the real applause you really deserve. Credit has to be given where credit is due. That's right. But while we give credit, do we see the scene that's developing in Black America, that our children are viewed as meat to be ground up in the society that doesn't give a damn about them? Our young boys are being left into a world and pushed into a world that makes them hustlers and pimps.
That's right.
Am I right about it?
That's right, sir.
Even young boys whose parents got the knowledge of self are coming down and greeting each other. What up, dog? Come on. They see something they like. Oh, that's pimping. Am I right or wrong?
You're right.
It becomes less and less offensive for women to be referred to out of their name, where you might have been offended about it 15 years ago. 20 years ago, you might have heard Queen Latifah ask the question, who are you calling to be? They don't ask that question no more because it's become so prominent that everybody's calling everybody else one. And our women are gradually going down. Now, we don't have all day today, but I want to tell you something from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan and put it in context, if I can, Minister Anthony.
Yes, sir, please.
Black America is in trouble.
Yes, sir.
And the reason why Black America is in trouble is because the Nation of Islam is not on our job.
That's right.
I'm going to be very, very frank.
Yes, sir.
We are dead to the work that we were called to do. My question of you is, have you ever wondered here lately why the nation's in trouble? Have you ever thought when you went into prayer to pray, what's wrong with the nation? Why we don't have the snap, crackle, and pop? When you get down on your prayer rug, you wonder these things, and you don't talk about it with nobody. You just keep doing what you believe you got to do, and that's admirable. But behind all of that, you and I are not doing what we ought to do. Don't be sad, we just have to deal with the truth. Sometimes when you get on that prayer rug and you start praying, you wonder, and you don't have to have very much explanation on this question because you know it better than anybody else. You often wonder, what's wrong with me? I used to be such a stomped down FOI. I used to be a proud MGT. I used to have a spirit, and every time people saw me, I was just smiling. They go, they're smiling, sister, again. What's wrong with her? She might be a Muslim or something. Every time they saw you, brother, you was militant. You practiced the discipline of the FOI. Like my brother in the beautiful green tie, like he's sitting in this chair, you would sit in the barber chair like that. You set up in your house like that, watching TV. Sunday night, 9 o'clock, you be watching The Wire. Sitting just like that. FOI. Stone to the bone. Got up in the morning, cut corners on the way to the mirror to shave. Picked up the razor to a cane. Everything was fruit of Islam. Militant, discipline. You accepted Islam to become a woman of God. You came to Islam happy that you heard the messenger teacher teaching, then you knew you could have your life back, your reputation back. You could have your cleanliness back. You could have your virginity back by you becoming a Muslim in the MGT. And so you was happy. You didn't give a damn who knew about it. You came to the mosque and saw our sisters in the beautiful white, and you said, I'm going to be just like that.
Yes.
Went to your first orientation class, you was fired up. You didn't care nothing about what they were saying, what you was doing, and you knew you had never, ever learned to sew in your life. I'm talking about your whole life. But that didn't stop you. You made an MGT outfit. Had a headpiece to stop right here. And you come in and show the captain your new MGT outfit. Some lady says, Captain, I made me a new suit. But you didn't care. You was happy to be a mighty, mighty, mighty MGT. Am I right or wrong? What happened to that spirit? What happened to that spirit? What happened to that energy? What happened to that drive? What happened to you grabbing your bundles of papers, bundles with a S on the end? What happened to you saying, hey, brother paper captain, I'm supposed to get 600, ain't but 500 papers here. I need to get my papers to my customers. What happened to that spirit? Something happened over time, Sister Pamela, that made me and you, that made us fall into a rut. Now we just going through the motions. Somebody says, shh, don't talk about that. We got guests. We got guests. And you putting our business in the street. I'm not putting your business in the street. Your business is already in the street. Because you're not in the street doing the work of the FOI. Everybody already know. See, you start looking more like the world than you look like the ideal of Islam. You're not even striving no more. I'm just talking to the Muslims, man. What happens is we lost the faith, we lost the drive, we lost the energy, we lost the power. And so we can't even get power in our personal life. I don't need to talk about your personal case, and I don't want you to talk about it either. But you notice somehow your wife don't respect you no more. When she was practicing her MGT and you was practicing your FOI, it was yes sir, no ma'am.
Come on, brother.
Now it's what, nigga?
What?
You notice, huh, that your children, you can't get them to mind. Because they say you talk all that MGT stuff on Sunday, but I'll be seeing you all through the week. Huh?
Go ahead.
They know what's going on and what's not going on. Is that right? Your sons ask you, Daddy, I know you're FOI on Sunday, but who's Wild Man Steve? If you laugh, I'm going to see you after the meeting. See, they know that you and I are not measuring up. So everything is starting to be difficult for us. It's getting tempting for you to fall back into the grave. I don't want you to be mad at me now, because we only going to be a few more minutes, but let's tell the truth. You and I, it's difficult for us. When you get up out the grave, you stand straight up. God brings you up and you looking good, doing good, everything's all right. But if you fall back in the grave, you don't fall back like that.
Come on,
You fall forward, face first.
Yes, sir.
Flat on your face.
Yeah.
It's getting tempting for you now, again, to start eating. It starts with little things you think is small. A couple of shrimp on a plate ain't gonna hurt. Let me have that crab in period. It starts with little bitty things. A little red wine, good for your blood. Now some of you, the minister told you to take some red wine, then you know who you are. But I ain't never heard of nobody that I know about it getting told that. Some of the people he told to do it didn't do it. So you start with little things. Red wine is not where you stop. You got to have a little Remy wine. Some Cavassier, some Tanqueray, some 20.
Go ahead.
These are, see, don't know what I'm talking about. These are liquors. These are alcoholic beverages. Okay? You can't look on our face like, what are these things? It starts out out small, but before you know it, and after you got a Remy Martin, sometime after you finish it, that last ice cube is wrapping around in the brandy strip, and you're tempted to just like one Newport. Just one little Newport. Every now and then, I can wash my hands, my husband won't smell it. While I'm having a little brandy and a little Newport, I might as well enjoy some visuals. And so you start going to the little places after work where you just look up at the stage. You know the place where you fold your money long way? Hey, how you doing? Money get low, see, it get tempting for you. Then you got to get money. So money becomes the object you strive for and not the pleasure of Allah. You'll start doing anything and violating any law. So it starts becoming tempting for you to go back to being a hustler, a gangster, a pimp, a robber, hanging out with your old crew that boosts. And only people that boost, that do real good at boosting, is either prostitutes and homosexuals. Y'all act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. You can tell a punk anything you want downtown in the store. I need size 14. I need it extra long. No, get me a size 2 petite. Punk like, what you need? 2 petite. You go down there and get it for you. How you get that? Don't worry about it, girl. Just give me $200. So you see the kind of people you gotta hang with. And it starts happening, and before you know it, you're back in the world. You feel bad coming to the mosque, your uniforms hang in the closet collecting dust, your bow ties sit in the back of the drawer, never see the light of the day. And eventually you start going back further and further. It becomes easier for you to justify based on the imperfections you see in the mosque community. Well, I would come to the mosque, but brother lieutenant so-and-so, and sister captain such-and-such, and brother minister the other. No. That don't hold no water, Jack. No. Stop that mess right now. The problem is you. You want them to be perfect. Hell, are you perfect? If you're not perfect, like the minister said, I'll answer for you. Hell no. You are not perfect. But you want them to be perfect so that you can then have a means of judging them and saying, since they're not perfect, I'll go back out here with my boosting friends. I'll go back out here with my dope dealer friends.
Yes, sir.
Before you know it, since money becomes the object and you think you cute, some dope dealing nigga get up on you and next to you and around you and talk to you and sweet talk you. You got this little hard-working Muslim husband over here. He don't have nothing. You feel like, I'm pretty, I should have something. So while you gone, here come that dope dealing, no good nigga. I just want to help you a little bit. I see you got the babies. Let me buy some Pampers for you. If he was really your brother, he would come to you.
That's right.
He said, brother, your family's struggling. I want you to have so you can go in your family. And then you can refuse him because he's a dope dealer. But he come to her, she's weak. So now they become friends. And she has a shoulder to cry on. And he listens. And while you out there trying to get ends to me, you come home and something's different. Why so quiet in here?
Come on, man.
Go ahead, brother.
You come home and something is different. You can't do nothing right no more. You drive too fast, or you drive too slow, or you need to turn left. Why'd you turn right? And in the back of her mind, she's thinking, dope dealing Jody do it different than this. Before you know it, brother, before you know it, sister, the comparisons begin to make you look bad and make that dope dealing, no good, death dealing Negro look bad. I don't know why I'm staying right here. I don't know. It's not on the notes. See, and it becomes easy. Because after all, you got to find a way to get money. That's the main thing. So you got a problem now. You become money hider. You get so much money from your dope dealing boyfriend and the crime that you yourself put yourself into. But I don't deal dope. but I do this, or I do that, and I know people who do this, and I put people together with people who do that. So it becomes an underworld thing. Yeah. So you go away from being Sister X and Sister Muhammad, now you Connie Corleone now. You just mobbed up.
All right.
I'm a gangster in my own right. I'm just not here because of the dudes. I'm a gangster in my own right. You proud now. Muslims have fallen into the grave. The Bible says that when one of the righteous accepts the tutelage and guidance of Satan, that one becomes what is called a sevenfold child of hell. A sevenfold child of hell means you become worse in your sin than even the Negroes who never claimed Islam. Because you know better but have chosen to do worse. Now what happens, you become a sevenfold child of hell, and some of you in your ignorance say, I'll take that deal. I'll take that deal, because if I'm a sevenfold child of hell, that means I'm running the underworld. That means I'm that so-and-so. In the underworld, I'm the dude. In the underworld, all them chicks see me when I come in the club, I'm balling hard. All them chicks see me with the latest new Gucci's and Louis Vuitton. I don't even stop there, I go to the Burka bag. I'm strong all the way from the end to the beginning. I sit up in the club with stacks of money. And I ball just like the niggas do. You, women,
Come on, brother.
we've fallen because you used to be the standard by which femininity, beauty, and civilization was judged. When I was a young boy, we were afraid of the Muslims.
Yes, sir.
Not because we didn't like them, but because we was not on their level. We had cousins that would go away to the penitentiary and come home clean, looking just as good as you look today. Clean and neat and sharp. And we'd be saying, what happened to them? Islam.
Yes.
We believed that FOI were like superheroes, Brother Anthony. We used to believe that an FOI could stand next to you. I'm standing here, FOI standing here. He could jump over your head without hurting you. We used to believe that the only way you could get a bow tie was that you had to already have a black belt.
Come on, brother.
So the idea was never. You'd rather stand in front of a moving Santa Fe and Atchison and Topeka railroad train than to mess with an FOI. The worst thing you can do is mess with an FOI. No, that's the second worst thing. The worst thing you can do is mess with an MGT. Because then you're inviting the very wrath of God on you. When we used to see the sisters from Mosque number 5 walking the streets in my hometown of Cincinnati, we would be walking, we would see the sisters, and all of us as little boys, we knew to get off the sidewalk. And I remember it wasn't until I was a grown man that I actually looked at an MGT in her face. I was afraid to look at an MGT. Am I telling the right, sister? We was afraid to look at them. You didn't talk to them. If they said something, you said, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, get off the sidewalk, let them have the sidewalk, and keep on moving. Because we understood that if you harassed, if you messed with, if you bothered an MGT, the brothers would have parts of you in various different parts of the city, and they may not never find what happened to you. That's real. We're getting softer in that. When I was a little boy, in the 3rd grade, back in 19, I remember. I was going to public school. I was in the 3rd grade. There was a little boy down my block that went to Muhammad University of Islam, number 5. His experience in school was different than mine, Brother Majid. I would come out the house in my little tough skin jeans. Remember Sears had tough skin? Kind of like knockoff Levi's. And then if you have a hole in it, they had them iron-on denim patches. And I had patches on my stuff. Sometimes be torn. This was before torn jeans got hip. And they had them little colored t-shirts by Health Techs with the stripes that go side to side like this, horizontal, like they used to wear on Leave the Beat. And some weeks you had a haircut and some weeks you didn't.
That's right.
But every day, even if you had a haircut, it was peasy on top, none on the side. I'm trying to give you a picture. I come out the house in the morning to walk to school, and that little brother will be down the block, as Allah is my witness, in a blue three-piece.
That's right, sir. That's right.
With a clean white shirt, and a blue bow tie,
That's right.
and a briefcase.
That's right.
Third grade.
That's right.
We didn't even have books. We had a briefcase with his lessons in it, organized. Then when his bus would pull up, you know how the bus looked, brother? I know you heard this before, Brother Adam, but they had a fleet at Mosque number 5 of Mercedes-Benz school buses. They was painted white and blue with old English letters, Muhammad University of Islam, number 5. The little brother would get on the bus and stop at the front of the bus and say, Assalamu alaikum. And all the other students on the bus would say, Wa alaikum salam. And he would take his seat and the doors would close and the bus would pull off and the cloud of dust would envelop me as I watched the bus. We knew that the Muslims was up here and we were somewhere else. Now today, we're on the same level of dirt with the people. Our children are just as ignorant and ill-behaved as their children. We act as savage as a Negro and as wild and untamed as a Negress. What happened? We died in who we are.
Yes, sir.
Now today, Minister Anthony, I'm going to ask for a special dispensation. But I'm going to ask y'all for some money from Minister Parker. I ain't ashamed of it, I ain't scared of it, and I'm going to get yours if you stay in the room. And if the lock don't work when you're trying to lead out on me, that ain't my fault. I didn't tell nobody to lock the doors and put a padlock on the door until we get the goal. I never said that. Ever. So if the lock don't work, it's not my fault. Don't you tell no stories from the West Coast. Don't tell no stories about me. Brother and sister, we died. So I'm going to ask today, as we examine our resurrection strategy, for a special dispensation.
Yes, sir.
We have a webcast coming from Chicago. I don't know if we can capture the live stream and show it on a 15-minute delay, but I want to be finished. We're doing what we're doing to get this money. And when they come with the webcast, I want to be able to say to them, this is what we did in Memphis.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because we're trying to get back up out the grave.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
We died, but our death is called for. It's written. It's pronounced in the Holy Quran, as everything that we do is.
That's right.
The Holy Quran is the book of scripture of the Muslims that verifies, vindicates, and validates the truth that's in the Bible. This Holy Quran, if you're not familiar with it, is more than just a green book with gold writing on it.
That's right.
It is the verifiable, true Word of God. This book, dear beloved brother and sister, there is no doubt in it.
That's right.
It's the truth from our Lord Allah, and we can be sure of it. It's not like the Bible where there's different interpretations, translations. This isn't the Gutenberg Bible. This isn't the Vulgate Bible. This isn't the King James or the New International or the New King James or the modern Ebonic Bible. It's the Holy Quran.
Yes, sir.
And in the Holy Quran, there is truth for you and me if we would take it. I'm going to give this to you in the spirit that Allah has blessed Minister Farrakhan to give it to me for you. But I'm going to say this to you. Stop begging Negroes to accept their own benefit. I'm not going to beg now. Nobody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on.
To be progress for themselves.
Yes, sir.
Islam promises and God promises money, good home,
Yes, sir.
friendship, and all walks of life. Can I see the people who don't want no money? Can I see you? Raise your hand. You don't want no money. Because I was about to call you a lie. All those who don't want a good home, please raise your hand. All those who don't want friendships in all walks of life, could I see your ignorant hand? Islam promises money, good homes, friendship in all walks of life, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. It promises food, clothing, shelter.
Yes,
right.
All under the banner of freedom, justice,
Yes.
and equality.
That's right.
Who don't want that?
That's right.
You want it, but now you want me to persuade you to get it? Don't waste your time, Muslims, with hard heads.
That's right.
They're going to argue with you. Yeah, I would be with you. I like Farrakhan. I like a lot of what he said. I don't agree with nobody 100%. I like a lot of what he say, though. But I like to drink me some wine. Sound like him, brother. Sound like him.
That's right.
Let him step off.
Yes, sir.
But I sure like to chase the girl. Sound like him, brother.
Come on now.
You going to trade your salvation
That's right.
for some old rotten STD.
That's right. That's what it is.
Well, I like what you're saying, but I'm not going to wear no white garment. I look pretty with my legs out. Okay? You want to resist this for that reason? Get out of here.
That's right.
Now, when you start tightening up,
Yes.
it's going to look like you mean for him.
Right.
But it's written in the Holy Quran that we have to tighten up.
Yes, sir.
I mean, like Archie Bell and the Drells.
Yes, sir.
Come on now. Come on.
Tighten up. What's wrong with that? The mosque is the place where we do that.
Yes, right.
Archie Bell didn't know he was laying down spiritual principles for the nation of Islam. Okay. Archie Bell. And the Drells. You've ever heard of them, have you? Where's she from? Archie Bell said, hi everybody. I'm Archie Bell and the Drells from Houston, Texas. And we don't only sing, but we dance just as good as we want. In Houston, we just started a new dance called the Tighten Up. And this is the music we tighten up to. Now, they start, since they look at me like, where is he going with this? But see, Minister Anthony, you like the drummer. You carry the beat. You ain't going nowhere. You don't have music without a beat. Minister Anthony carries the word that paces us on the path of direction. So he... Then here come Captain Anthony J. He lays down the bass line, see? Boom, 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 boom. Come on, Sister Linda. Ding, 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 ding. Here comes the secretary. Now here come for all the believers. Here come all the believers. They got a command for us too. Now make it mellow. Tighten up. Tighten up spiritually. Tighten up together as a family, and you'll start seeing signs of life. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
That's right.
Okay then, all right. All right. You have like all those Fiona Apple CDs. Tracy Chapman. But Archie Bell and the Drill was on. Holy Quran says it this way. I want you to see how Allah puts his plan out and can't nobody stop it. Holy Quran, 3rd Surah, verse 53 in the older editions of the Holy Quran, verse 54 in the newer translations. There is a discrepancy of one verse for editorial reasons that does not affect the actual understanding of the scripture. All right? Y'all got it?
Yes,
3rd
sir.
Surah. The verse reads as this. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. It said, and the Jews planned. And Allah also planned. And Allah is the best of planners. Now, Allah tells you that at the beginning of these next couple of verses to set the tone for the narrative, to tell you and to inform me that what he's going to do is tell you, I know who's planning against me, but I got a plan. And my plan is the best plan. The language is so beautiful in the Holy Quran. The language of Arabic is so exact and scholastically precise that in the English translation, even then, the truth comes through. Verse says, and the Jews planned, and Allah also planned, and Allah is the best of planners. There's three uses of the word and within that one verse. And is the conjunction that implies addition.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
That simplifies and signifies that all three of the actions connected by this conjunction are occurring simultaneously. Y'all all right? The Jews are planning, and Allah is planning, and Allah is the best of planners.
That's right.
Y'all don't hear me?
Yes, sir.
God is getting deep into our subconscious mind by means of language, by establishing the fact that he knows what the Jews are planning against his help. He knows that the Jews have a plan and that their plan is stronger than anything else on earth. If it were not, then God would not have to intervene himself to abut and to reject their plan. So he said the Jews plan and Allah plans. And Allah is the best of planners, thereby establishing the supremacy of his plan of action and the powerlessness of the most powerful subset of people on earth to stop Allah. Allah is showing his ability to tell you what his plan is about to be in the following verses, and then tell you that the most powerful group of people, the most influential group of people on the planet still have no power to stop him.
That's right.
It reminds me of a big old hulking heavyweight boxer. Maybe somebody like Henry Cooper. Maybe somebody like Carl Mildenberg. Maybe somebody like Chuck Wepner. Ernie Shavers. It might have been somebody like Joe Frazier, George Foreman, Ken Norton. But Ali, Ali was established himself in such greatness as a boxer that he could not be stopped. And he would tell you his plan in advance.
That's right.
Huh?
Yes,
Float
sir.
like a butterfly, sting like a bee. He gonna fall in 3 if he messes with me. Huh? Is that right? He talking all that jive, but he won't be alive at the end of 5. And then he would go in the ring and knock the dude out in the 5th round. Is that right? Then he throw his hands up and then Ali pose. And Ali would get at the end of the ring and he'd be combing his hair. And they'd come over to do the interview. Now you saw him on TV last. He'd be combing his hair and they'd do the interview. Muhammad, you knocked him out in the 5th round. What was your strategy? First, how go sell all praise due to Allah. King of the Prophet, for Muhammad. Thank you for the upright Muhammad. Huh? Ali would be getting out there getting it in. Is that right? He had the power to say what he was going to do and then do it. Well, if that works in the prize ring, how much more possible is it among the great God of the universe for him to do what he wants to do in spite of the opposition of the enemies? Huh?
Right.
Chuck D said, my 98 booming with a trunk of funk.
Come on.
All the jealous punks can't stop the dump. Public enemy? Yes, she's heard of public enemy. Give her a big round of applause. She knows public enemy. God tells his plan.
Yes, sir.
God said they can't stop. Then the next verse he said, when Allah said, listen, this is the key, we're at the end now. When Allah said, oh Jesus, I will cause thee to die and exalt thee in my presence and clear thee of those who disbelieve and make those who follow thee above those who disbelieve to the day of resurrection. Then to me is your return. So I shall decide between you concerning that wherein you differ. Rich, in one verse, very rich, Sister Donna, very rich. Because Allah is setting in the tone of the language the understanding in the mind of a believer. If you're a hypocrite, you can't understand this. If you're just some hard-hearted, brick-headed Negro, you can't understand this. But if you got a smidgen in your heart, an iota, just one little crack of an opening where light can come into your heart, this is about to blow you up. Now, if you want to be a nigger, you can't do this now. I can't even read you this interpretation.